Hello, hello. Um, my audible? Hello. Mic test. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first stream of the year of 2022. That's gonna take some getting used to. I still talk about things as if it were still 2021, but okay, it's 2022, and thanks for Anna. Thanks for joining us. It is our first stream of the year, and honestly, I don't know. Maybe let's keep things slow. I think we're all still warming up to the new year with a short but well-deserved break, and we're still getting back into the swing of things. And with other things that have been going on, which we'll talk about during the stream. And yeah, I hope everyone had a restful vacation. And so in this episode, honestly, it's this Tarcy Talk episode is more for what do I say? Parang di niyo, we don't get forgotten. How long has it been since we last streamed? So we last streamed December, like I think second week of December. So it's been about a month. And so yeah, just to remind everyone, we're still here. We can still be relevant, and we can yeah, we still have things to say. Okay, and Joshua Cirque, kind of hyped this episode up with his tweet, his blurb, with a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure actually how much of that we'll actually talk about. So Josh just tweeted out what better topic to discuss than the age-old New Year's resolutions, and with opening with COVID, online class and lockdowns, uh, has changed. So we'll be focusing this episode, hopefully, on I suppose attitude that we can take when it comes to tackling this new year. And yeah, you guys can weigh in. We appreciate your comments and what you guys think about can be done. What kind of attitude we can take when addressing this new year. Okay, so Josh is already in the call, so let me just deafen so I can hear him. Josh, you there?
Oh, okay. I'm listening to the YouTube. I'm listening to on YouTube, so I'm wondering, uh, why are you talking to me when you're talking also on YouTube? Am I live?
Yeah, you're live.
Hi, Happy New Year, everyone! Woo! We need a soundboard. I thought you were gonna say that we would consider this as season 3, episode 1.
Season? No. Uh, Seasons are usually per year, diba? So we haven't reached the
Yeah,
anniversary yet.
when's the anniversary?
Apparently, it's February. I thought my first stream was in January, but apparently the first stream was February something.
What? Huh? Really? I thought it was January also.
Yeah.
Because
I
I remember
mean,
the Valentine episode being on.
so our first
Oh.
stream was February 8th.
We've been saying that we'll cancel the show like after the 40th sorry, the 18th episode, the 19th episode, the 20th episode, after summer, after break, after we've been going strong with 100 views per episode. Not
I
bad,
mean,
not bad actually.
strong is relative, I guess.
That's true. That's true. I meant. But speaking of relative words, are you sure that that word you said that we're warming up to the new year, considering that everyone's getting fevers? I think are we safe to say warming up, or is that should be a trigger word from now on in the times of COVID?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we can ano, parang let's try not to be too oversensitive to what is already an established
Too
race. So
PC, too PC, ganun ba?
yeah.
Hey, also, how come you said that when you read out my tweet, you're making it seem as though it's my topic? It was you who thought of this topic. Like, hasn't
Honestly,
you?
I put something generic, parang something that could be taken pretty much in any direction. You were the one who kind of defined. Oh, okay, so let's take this topic and run it this way.
I had to, if it feels like the ordinary teacher that would, whenever they would see their students after summer or after Christmas break, okay, everyone, write up a 2-page essay on what did you do over your break. So, let's put a little bit more context, a little bit more weight into this discussion. So, ayun, I had to think about something. Hi, Bianca. Bianca's been saying hi, and you haven't even addressed
uh,
her.
sorry. I have different windows open, so I can't see chat.
She's our only commentator here among the 7 viewers. Although I'm another viewer, I'm pretty sure you're also another viewer. So Bianca is one, and hi to the other 4 that are our silent listeners. So hi. Sad thing though, I got an FB notification. Gaming
Hmm?
Library, my all time, not sponsored by the way, my all time supplier of board games that I buy
Uh,
session for the new year, and I want to watch too.
yeah, she
They've
got
taken
cut.
away.
You got cut off a bit for a bit.
Oh, I got cut off.
Yeah,
Where did
something
I?
about gaming library.
Yes, Gaming Library. Gaming Library is my all-time supplier of board games. This is not an ad, by the way. I do buy from other board game shops as well, but they're also having a FB live session right now. We're doing
Oh,
playing games for the new year. Like, no, I
so
want to be a viewer too.
let's just no,
Let's stream them.
let's just piggyback on them.
we'll be stealing their 16 viewers from away from them. It's as though we're doing any better with 9 viewers right now. But anyways, again, it's not about the views; it's the content that matters.
Is it?
Although you matter much more than the content. That's why we create the content for you. That's diba? Okay,
Hmm.
good save.
Okay, so before we kind of, I suppose, get into the more
We have Crystal Moons in
meatier
the
things,
comments. Say hi.
do you actually
Hi.
recognize who that is, or
No, that's why. That's why I'm saying hi.
okay?
Because it's a new commenter for in our
Actually,
channel. Hi, hi, hi. So I hope you're I hope you're okay. I know it's a Among Us reference, and Sir Tarcy is lethal in Among Us, so you can get
we've
to play
only
with him
played together
sometimes.
like twice.
And very lethal. Oh, it's Marie. Marie.
Okay.
Hi, Marie.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. Um.
Okay, you wanna talk a little bit about how your Christmas break was? What did you do?
Yes.
Or
Yes. Our filler before we start with the topics, as we agreed. But yeah. How can we talk about Christmas as though we're so far apart? But yeah, we are kind of far apart. More on the Christmas break. Sad thing though. Ever since December, I already asked for a leave from, well, not official leave. Okay, don't tell anyone. I kind of started recording videos to post for my students. I'm not sure if they enjoy it, if they're okay with recordings, or if they want synchronous classes instead, or they enjoy it more that they don't need to see my face every week. They just go straight to reading the modules. I don't know. I haven't gotten any feedback yet. But that's the problem. Ever since December, I haven't been back. Well, I did go back to school for the audit, which was hella scary because a lot of people in school for the audit, so stressful. But we did pass. PSI passed its audit. Aside from that, we had our break, but ever since then, December, I've been trying to review, and I got invited to a party. Yay! Electron's Christmas party. I didn't win the Gcash, but I did enjoy the games and the sharings that they provided. So really nice. Actually, as opposed to last 2020 Christmas, this was more lighthearted for me because I got to interact more with more students and a lot of Valorant. Oh my gosh, I said I was gonna review, but I had a lot of Valorant this break. Which is not bad. Valorant for me is a social thing more than a skill thing. I get to talk with people. I get to especially when the students are the ones that invite me. Jed and Bianca always invite me. Their batchmates invite me. I found out that some of our a lot of students from the batch 2020 and 2021 who you didn't expect to be gamers are actually gamers. And Valorant is, it can be casual, it can be competitive, whatever the way how you play it, it can go. And it was fun. It was really fun. Like I got to we had an impromptu uh captain versus captain scenario. I was captain where I choose members of batch 2020. I was up against Moira. Moira batch 2020. Can you imagine she plays? She chose her I suck. we all we all because both of me and Moira were the bottom rank in that group of players, and that's why we got to choose our players.
Hmm.
She chose really well. But it was all for fun naman eh. Like, I know medyo competitive nga yung iba, but we took it very lighthearted and we enjoyed. To the point that we were playing on Christmas Day, we were playing on New Year's Eve, we were playing on New Year's Day. And Mark, you also played with us, right? What
One
was it?
time, yeah.
January 2? Was it January 2? January
I
3?
think it was January 2.
So here you have it. Everyone to the that's listening, Sir Tarcy is now a Valorant player. Yay!
I
Jetming daw
played
siya.
once. I played once.
And your game sense was really spot on. Everyone in the team that was watching you, you were the only. Remember, you were the only player that was alive. That player standing at that round, and everyone was really nervous watching you play. But like your game sense in checking corners, and you got that kill off of Killjoy. That was like even us, we admitted that we would have noticed that. We would have dared to go to that. But it was fun, and we hope to see Sir Tarcy play more. We're just waiting him to go online. Laging invisible siya eh. But
That's true.
that was most of my break. Connecting who I was as a as a law school student on trying to pick up what I've learned and try to review it as much as I can. How about you? How's your? I've been talking too much. How was your Christmas break as a student
see.
as well from Ateneo? Sorry, the Ateneo.
Uh, okay. Honestly, the end of the year was pretty hectic. There was you had to finish everything for Pisay, and then you also had to finish everything for Ateneo, and then to top it off, I also had a thing that I had to attend to, which even before technically Pisay went on break, so I was I technically had left school earlier than I was supposed to, but I left the material naman, and I didn't have much naman to. So uh, anyway, I guess my break really started with the I went on a retreat for technically 5 days, but in actuality it's more like seven. Kasi it's like the half day that you get there and the half day that you finish.
Day.
So no.
We arrived there. I drove you, and we arrived like 6 p.m.
Well, okay,
That was like a
sort
quarter of the day left,
sort of half day.
and I had to drive all the way back.
Had company.
True, true,
But
true.
honestly that was a really bad day. I think when I got there, there were only like three other people, and we were supposed to there were supposed to be more. And apparently traffic was really bad that day, and it's because it was a Friday, right before most people went on break. So anyway, it was really bad. And thank you for that. Thanks for driving. Um, and yeah, so 5 day retreat. It's a silent retreat. So 5 days of not talking to anyone, of just being quiet and praying. So same old, but honestly, 5 days of silence isn't as hard as some people might think. Um, and then after that, I got back right in time for Christmas. And what did I do? Uh,
Christmas. You came over. Oh, did you come over? Yeah, you
yeah,
came
yeah,
over.
I came over for a bit.
You got a
Uh,
new setup for
oh
your
yeah,
Christmas, right?
yeah. So I new keyboard, new macro pad. Uh, so yeah, a bunch of stuff. New chair. I also got the chair for Christmas. It's the chair.
Show the features of the chair. Show the features. The features that you were flexing earlier. Did
Yeah, I am. Can't you see it? It's anyway. So yeah. So pretty much, honestly, I was kind of back to work by the 28th, and 'cause I had to already start emailing my advisor about how my thesis was going. But aside from that, oh yeah, I had one. I hosted a few hangouts over the break also.
Oh
One
yeah, how
with
was that?
2020 and one with 2018.
How are they?
Yeah, 2020 was honestly. I think I meet with 2020 a bit more often. So uh, not a lot of people came. I mean, a good amount came, and we just talked about some stuff that was going on. The one that really went a long time was my hangout with 2018.
Yeah, like that
Uh,
was all the way up to 3 a.m. I think
2 a.m.
people were still
naman. Well, I
2
mean,
a.m. ba?
I
I'm
left
checking
at
the
2
chat. I'm
a.m.
checking the chat.
I left at 2 a.m. They were still chatting at 3 a.m. So I actually, parang I was already looking for an exit point around 1 a.m. pero hindi ako makalis kasi may ano eh, biglang nagkaroon ng format eh. So I had to wait until the end of the
But
round of questions para makaalis. But yeah, it was a nice hangout. Especially since
so
the last time I talked to 2018 was like, I think maybe 6 months ago or something like that.
what about 2021 and the 2019? Didn't you set up
Yeah.
one for them?
2019 I had a smaller hangout, though it wasn't on the Discord server. And
Wow.
then 2021.
Spaces on Twitter Spaces. No, just kidding.
anyway, I'm trying to organize it more. Maybe formalize the hangouts a bit more so that
Now with with break, it seemed like everyone connected, like whether it connected with oneself, you went on your retreat, connected with things to do, maybe like for me, trying to again my knowledge, trying to connect to my deep knowledge that's stuck in my brain that I can't seem to connect with with my mind. Connect with others, family, friends over the break. I saw pictures of people getting into reunions, even classmates having sleepovers with the in their classmate's house.
really.
And it was, yeah, I did see. It was indeed a time of connectedness. But it might have been the reason also by Tomas yung cases right now. Oh
Actually, nga, parang
no! Oh
whenever I see that
no!
online, whenever I see Alex, I get nervous now. Uh, Whenever I go out, I get nervous now, especially when I find myself in a crowd. So I got my
Oh
booster on
yeah,
Saturday,
speak
and
about your booster experience.
yeah, so I went to UP Village, Barangay Hall for the booster, and there are a lot of people, definitely more than 200. And I mean,
Supposedly the
it
time
wasn't
slot
mm,
was for 50 people at a time.
mm,
But you saw how many?
probably around 200, 250. I think the rest, I know,
Yeah.
I think like maybe 150 of them were walk-ins because as soon as I kind of told them that I got the text to show up at the time, they let me go straight into the, the the first screening area,
Mhm.
while the others were sitting in on the block chairs outside. But even then, parang
What? You had the privilege pass? What
pretty
kind of
much
privilege pass?
the privilege
Reservation.
of being
Everyone,
being
for the clearance of everyone, it's a reservation. We we were informed to reserve and we had reserved. Okay, it's not we didn't flex anything. We didn't flex our government position or anything. Bawal po yun, ha. So just being clear for everyone's sake. Served.
Oh yeah.
Although it was a reservation for the whole family. But the problem was, ta-na-na, someone got positive here in the house. We advised Mark not to pass by the house anymore and just go straight and have his booster shot, while we tested. So yeah, I did tell my home students, I did tell my unit that something happened at home. Uh, dad got dad got positive from the rapid test. So we're still waiting for the barangay to test us. Although it has been days before we got because we were supposed to be tested. Was it yesterday? Today. But the problem is, wala eh, no one came. And then I found out on the news. Like, of course, I'd be mad. Uh, there's no test. We were supposed to be tested. We were supposed to be provided a government service, but how come wala? Then I hear on the news na apparently, the barangay health services that respond to that go to house to house to test those that are positive are actually sila din tinamaan ng COVID. So parang, oh. So perspectives. When you look at that perspective, you understand na kasi like for us, we're struggling with the with COVID household. But if you see also others that are also struggling to provide that service, it also hits you differently. So something that it's all about understanding, which what's happening right now, right, Mark, with the academic institutions.
Mm.
Sabihin mo? For like UST had suspended all its classes. LaSalle also suspended all its classes. Um, Ateneo, did you did Ateneo suspend its classes? Would you know?
We're currently on break, so
Oh, okay. So
uh
no, there's no need to suspend.
mm,
UP. What about UP? I hear on Twitter UP still hasn't suspended. Totoo
oh,
ba?
I
I
have no idea.
wonder.
I haven't heard.
Mga taga-UP diyan, maybe you can share us what's happening. Let us know. But yeah, they're not. Pisay, we did suspend ish. I saw on Twitter the news saying it's one of those mentioned schools that had suspended because schools in NCR that had suspended synchronous classes.
Mm.
However, for Pisay, it said there on Twitter, Philippine Science High School, uh, open close parenthesis, synchronous only. So like, oh man, are we that special that because I had to be mentioned? We had to qualify our suspension. Oh no. But yeah,
Mm,
I think um are we that special? What would you
no.
say?
I know. I kind of had to struggle with this because I'm one of those people who had to kind of, I
Yeah,
got emails this morning asking, sir, since classes are suspended, what does that mean for? Uh,
for the class,
kasi,
yeah.
kasi they have long test on this week. They have a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
test this week.
And I remember Ma'am Edlen mentioned that she was worried kasi it's your long test is during synchronous, right? And that was the one that was canceled. So I think you made up a agreement that to push towards Perio na lang, right?
Yeah. So no, that's my CS4 class. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and actually, Ma'am Edlen was the one who made that arrangement with the coordinator. That okay, let's move the exam to period. I have this other class which was given to me recently because one of the teachers had to leave. So CS3, and
Oh no, you're teaching
I
CS3
yeah I had to schedule.
also.
And they're already this their exam was already actually pushed back. So I scheduled it for this week, and then the suspension happened, and I can't push it back any further. I mean, okay, so this I had to make this email this morning, and I basically said that okay, is honestly I hope I know for any students who are watching, please know that we don't like doing this. Uh, we don't like forcing the issue. But so okay, so this is what happened. I sent an email. Okay, synchronous classes are suspended. So, but it also indicated in the memo that if you have any other requirements that were kind of scheduled before the announcement was made, they still hold. So, okay, I made a long test before that announcement, or I scheduled the long test before that announcement, so it still holds. And my idea for pushing it is because if I have to delay it even more, it's just going to pile up with everything else.
Exactly. Actually, that's one of the biggest reasons.
Mm.
Seeing the bigger picture, it's hard, but
Mm.
it's
But
also hard not to see the smaller picture.
I hope that also that for students who are watching, please um just because that the school has no, just because the school has an announcement na okay, this is what we're going to do, does not mean that you cannot appeal your specific case. So
Yeah,
okay, if
speak to
yeah,
us.
if you have a particular reason why you cannot take the exam today or this week, then let us know and we will make
Mm,
arrangements. So just because we 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 don't want to be forced to move the exam for everyone because that will just add more pressure to everyone in general. But if you are already suffering from a lot of pressure, then okay, then if you think
There's
delaying the
no.
exam for just for you will help you, then talk to us and something can be worked out. So
Mm-mm.
anyway, that's the dilemma that I had to go through this morning, and I had to send an email. So I sent the email, or rather, I prepared the email last night to be sent this morning. And okay, just to remind you that the exam is still ongoing. It will open at 1 p.m. And if you cannot take the exam, just let me know. And then uh, I kind of had to reiterate at 9 a.m. an hour after the initial email went out. Okay, just to make it absolutely clear, if you are having problems taking the exam, you don't have to take it. Just let me know.
Yeah,
But it will help if you can take it now. So in general,
yeah.
so
It's a mix. It's a mix, honestly, because there are some students that structure better than not having structure. But again, we adjust. We really adjust to each other's to the situation of each other's student. But yeah, with what had been provided by the school, doesn't necessarily have to be set in stone. Like there are actually, we know that synchronous classes were the only thing that were suspended, but there are some teachers that had actually removed some of their biggest requirements. Valed teacher, the teacher in grade 10, she's really on fire. Oh, not flaming. popping off. Lit na lang. She's really lit on Twitter right now
Yeah,
because with
don't.
1,000 with 1,000 likes and a lot of retweets, where she had emailed the students saying that canceled na yata yung mga requirements, and then she had adjusted the finals to say na basta she made an adjustment for the finals, and everyone found it something to be respond.
Oh
um
gosh.
Hello? Nawala ba
Yeah.
ako? No! How where did I end off?
So
Where did I
everyone
cut off?
found it to be.
Lit. That's the word I'm looking for. Lit. Because lit because in the point that she has like thousands of likes on the tweet. Uh her email was there was a screenshot of her email to the grade 10 students canceling one of the major requirements for posted this week. And what she said is that she removed the major requirement and then restructured the finals so that it would be easier for the students. And it was really good. It was responsive to the needs of the students. For me, I kind of wanted to remove long test too. But the problem is, if I remove long test two and long test one is the only one that remains, I have some students that one in particular that might be with here right us right now hasn't taken the retake because you're allowed like that. And it would be harder for her na if she doesn't have a high grade. Long test one lang yung basehan na grades niya. So parang, oh noes. So with long test 2 naman, a lot of people are getting it perfect. So I'm seeing that my lectures aren't needed pala for them to understand the modules. But yeah, what I did for my long test 2 was that it's open for the whole week so that they can fit in whatever schedule that they can. So ayun. So there you have it. That's that's where we are right now. With a lot of adjustments. And that's the thing. How do we adjust to what's happening to this new year? Because there are a lot of things that we want to happen. And remember, it's a new year. The best way to set up goals, milestones in your life is usually set up in new year.
Really?
But yeah, it's new year. Yeah, check. Check online.
Honestly,
The
okay.
statistics are there.
Personally, I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. Parang,
Again, you're the outlier. We've already established that ever since episode 1. You're not normal.
okay, okay.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But for everyone else, they set their and it's I'm not saying successful resolutions. I'm saying people usually dream of making resolutions on this time. Why? I meant aside from everyone that's drunk on New Year's Eve, it's a break. Everyone's, still wishful thinking. So, what better time to set up a milestone than now? But the thing is, with 2022 opening up, and it seems like nothing has changed. Uh, what were our resolutions that we had wished in 2021? Most of us were wishing na sana wala yung pandemic. It didn't seem
Hello,
we're
Josh.
almost at the end. Oh my gosh, did I cut off again?
Yep, yep. It
Where did
didn't
I
what?
end?
It didn't what?
It didn't see its fruition. Which part? It didn't what? How far back did I cut off?
Like a second. So it didn't
Okay,
reach.
okay. So like everyone's wish or resolution for everyone was that to see no more COVID at the end of 2021. That was their New Year's resolution. Start of the new year. Sana wala ng COVID. And we were seeing it. We were seeing it November, December
Wait,
until
how can that be a
do you say the
resolution
name?
though? Isn't
I don't know.
resolution kind of like
I think it's
something
more
that you
on
do?
yeah. I think people were like they were adamant na I will do everything that I can, like not go out,
Ah,
be
okay, okay, okay.
careful,
Hmm.
rub my hands with alcohol, and so on and stuff like that. Um, follow strict quarantine protocols and so on, so like that. So that yung pandemic, and everyone was doing well until can we say her name? Si Poblacion girl, or do you think we would be we'd
I
be
mean,
sued?
ano, it's public news. So
No, but she's at fault, but not only her. There are a lot of people at fault also in this scenario. And oh, Nathan's there. I don't think that's much of a resolution. Yeah, Mark addressed it. My bad. But uh, a lot of things that we had hoped for uh, didn't come to fruition. Like me, I wanted to become a lawyer. like to pass the bar exam come November 2021 and be done with it, so that I can finally practice my my profession that I had studied for. But it didn't happen. It was outside of my reach. Like, it's not like I didn't apply for, I didn't work hard for, I didn't enroll for, I didn't prepare all the submissions for, but it happened. The bar exam was moved and moved and moved. Now it's moved on January. Actually, I shouldn't be here right now. I should be reviewing, but I'm here trying to help out with whatever I can. How about you? Did you have any New Year's resolution that you had wanted that you did during 2021? But
Mm,
no, yeah, without any but. But you're not a
think,
fan of New Year's
yun
resolution,
nga eh.
so
Kasi,
okay.
I
Okay,
don't
not
know.
New Year. If you did it on this on January 2, fine.
Let's see. Honestly, okay. So I actually had some resolutions, but they were from my retreat. So that's a better place for me to actually make resolutions. And the resolutions that I made were kind of, they're not, well, I mean, it's a retreat, so it's very spiritual. So things like, but they're also, I suppose, very small things like, okay, so how do I put this without sounding too weird? Um, okay, so every day here in the center, so we before we end the day, we do an examination of conscience, and actually we have that idea that we try to make resolutions at the end of each day. So, which is why I say that I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolution because I'm supposed to make one every day, something that I'm supposed to work on each day,
Mhm.
and yeah, the one of the things that I haven't been doing that very well. So okay, let's actually have physical resolution that when I do uh because I forget the resolution by the morning. So let me get a post-it, put it in the door before I go out and leave my room in the morning, so I can see my resolution. I still need to buy post-its, so I haven't I haven't gotten started on that. And yeah,
That was your resolution? Buy
so
post-its?
no, that's there are a bunch of they were a bunch of small things.
See, you're going into abstract. What was your specific resolution for the year
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year? And did you meet it?
they were small, very specific resolutions from the
Such
from the
as, that's
okay,
what we're
so
asking.
yun nga, concretizing the my daily resolutions in the form of post-its so that I don't forget them the next morning.
That's meta. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's meta.
Something
Okay. Okay. So
like
okay.
lose weight, wake up earlier, be nicer to Joshua. Wala bang ganun?
I mean, those are like side quests. Na parang but
Eddie, did you have any?
there's some. What can I share? Things that
What?
I can
Isn't that
actually.
secretive? Okay,
No,
on the
no,
gaming side.
on the gaming side, play games less. No, that's not
Play
the.
games less.
I don't think that's a resolution that I would ever make. Um, um, I don't know. I did make this idea to try to be a bit more, how to say, constant in my communication with people. So I normally drop off the face of the earth over months at a time, and then suddenly just I always have to reconnect with people rather than just keeping that constant communication. So I'm trying to be a
Mm.
bit more. I don't know. Is structured a good word to use for this kind of thing?
Yeah. It does make sense. Did it work?
It's been what a few. It's been a few days or a few weeks.
Oh
Oh, give it some
no,
time.
I was talking about 2021.
I don't remember that far back.
See, okay. Never mind. How are we going to talk about this topic if we don't have any input on our side?
No, I mean, I don't know. We are going to talk about it like teachers. That
Hmm.
we talk as if we as
Oh
if we were
yeah. Did
expert
you
on
have any
that.
resolution in teaching?
In teaching, uh,
I had
um,
one. I had one that I kind of wanted to. I am trying. which I'm happy to say that I did try, but it's kind of slow. Providing feedback and replying to emails. One of the things
Oh,
that was really bad for me during 2020, the start of 2020, was that uh, in the guise of understanding, I would not, I would check late. More on like I would allow people to submit as late as they can.
mm,
But the problem was that everyone else that had submitted would also have to wait until everyone had submitted until I can check.
yeah, that's
Because
true.
honestly, ikaw ba, like would you check every day or would you check one time big time?
Normally, it's one time, big time, or at least as big as possible.
It's because of efficiency, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's very hard to check piecemeal as opposed to a one time big time where you just up a track list of music to help you in the zone and then put a do not disturb sign saying that you're checking. The problem was that there was a side effect was that people didn't feel the feedback that I had provided, or my feedback was too late that they couldn't make the changes that they had wanted for their projects, for their quizzes, or what to study on what they're. But the thing is, they were really doing good naman in my class, so really didn't need feedback. But it's something that so that's why this school year, I'm trying my best to try to email as much as possible to provide feedback and so on and so forth. So at least in teaching, that was my resolution. How about you? Teaching
Uh,
and teaching. You said
Teaching.
to provide context as teachers. So using your words.
Actually, did I have any, thoughts about teaching when I was? It's not something I can. I don't want to tell you.
Please. Okay, tell
No,
the
okay.
audience I'll cover my ears.
No, no, no. It's
You
just
tell the audience.
parang. Okay, so the the thing is, admittedly, I have noticed that I have gotten a lot colder in my teaching. I mean, that's not unusual, honestly. Parang not exactly a warm person, but at the very least, uh, back when we were still teaching in person, I'd have the in between classes to kind of
Yeah.
display, okay,
Check
parang
in.
doon yung catch up ko, doon yung, oh,
Mm.
kamusta ka na? O parang, how are you doing on this thing? Oh, I
But you were
heard
an
about
advisor
this.
also during that time, right?
Yeah,
You were supposed to.
but even even last year when I was advisor, but it was distance learning, I couldn't do it that much. So, yeah, parang I noticed that in an online setting, the way that the only instances that students would interact with me were during those kind of official moments. Now, during class time, where I had to squeeze everything during the lecture, the available lecture period, and even during homeroom, na I had some kind of program set up or I had to some official announcement. There wasn't much time for actual bonding or the. So, yeah, parang, and then yun nga, admittedly, okay, so, uh, I joined. Whose server? Is it really not your server? The 20, the Discord server. Anyway,
Oh, bandang December na. No,
so
January you joined it.
anyway, but honestly, parang so we were playing Valorant that time, right? And then
Yeah.
it was kind of honestly, it was impressive to me that during the Valorant game, you were talking to everyone. You're asking how they were. You knew about this guy having a dentist appointment. You knew about this person. So you knew about a lot of things. So honestly, that was really impressive to me. Kasi ako at this point, marang I'll know whatever the students tell me, and students don't tell me. They don't tell me much. Or even if they do tell me, I think I might have a tendency to kind of okay, parang just kind of give generic answers back to them. So it's not very it's not uh, it's a very different from how I would be in person. So yeah, parang I'll try. I'm not exactly sure how to do it though. Parang,
Valorant na yan. Valorant. Now, for everyone to be clear, I play Valorant because it's a social thing for me. Um, that Valorant for me is more on social. Like I get to talk more with people. Like say I only play when people invite me. That's why I'm so grateful for those students that invite me to play because it's the only time that I can get to connect with them. Kasi nahiya naman ako mangulit sa kanila out of context. And then we talk about stuff. We update each other about how they are, how are they doing. Um, a competition on December pala, and it was really fun. Also for me, recently I found out that it was a way for me and Mina, my girlfriend, to we're grinding all the we play our dailies. We do the dailies of Valo, and we get to voice chat. That's the time that I can actually get to voice chat with Mina every day. We update each other. We talk about news while playing Valorant, which is weird, but it's fun. Now that's also my excuse to say that I'm not good at Valorant. That I'm just saying that it's a social thing. Although sometimes I do sneak in my competitive games in the morning when everyone's offline. Kasi feeling ko nahiya ako na makilaro with others and then I'm just dragging everyone down. Also, I'm afraid that I get queued into higher ranks because everyone is already silver and above. I do compete with the I do compete alone so that puro mga bronze level kalaban ko, or I compete with Mina so that puro mga taga-iron yung kalaban ko. But it's both okay, fine. It's both skill-ish but mostly social. That's why it's fun playing with friends. And there's an XP boost apparently if you play with friends. Did you know that?
No.
It's
I
so
mean, I've only
cool.
played once, so I don't know a lot.
Oh no, Nathan says I play random too. Now, okay. I play whenever I want to pew pew as well. Like I'm looking for a game that I can shoot, like really a solid shot, solid shooting game. And Valorant is yeah, Valorant is Valorant. It's a shooting game that I kind of enjoy. So ayan. Sige na nga, walang excuse. I like playing Valorant. Anyways, so a solution for me maybe would to keep on playing, to keep on connecting with people on Valorant, and to get to silver at least by the end of the year. Road to Radiant. Let's go. Anyway, so leading to that, communication for you, getting to warm up to others, to connect. Yes, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I still need to work out the particular details.
So
And
now the question is, sorry, the question now is, um, should we make should we make resolutions in this year when we know that we don't see an end to this pandemic? We don't see an end. So suddenly it's so dark. We don't see because we almost saw its end, but apparently it just made it worse. Now we're at the record high of 33 plus thousand cases, um, more than that was before. Like, is it worth setting up new goals for the new year when we know that? Well, sorry, not no. When we feel like it won't change naman this year, like we're seeing COVID to end at 2025, 2026. Do we only start making our plans then?
hmm, hang on, let me try to fix something.
That's your
Sorry,
segue. That's your segue. You,
hang
you,
on.
you said you researched for this
Okay, yeah,
episode.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. So here's my segue. Hang on, hang on. I'm preparing the screen. Oops, wrong one. Where's that? No, wait, hang on.
Oh, also for us,
Huh?
for our channel, do we want no? Sige, bandang dulo na yan. Resolutions for our channel.
Hang on. Why is it missing? Uh, sorry. Please.
Where's your
There we go.
show your Stream
There.
Deck? Your Stream Deck. What's the sense of your
Uh,
Stream Deck if you don't know which button is which?
it's not labeled, so okay,
Yes.
there. So why resolutions?
Now, why aren't you sharing me the link so that I can also add whatever I?
I mean, I'll write for you.
We said
Okay, hang on.
fine.
Let me. I'll send it over Messenger. Hang on. Where's that?
Do you want to send it
Share.
over Discord so that everyone can add?
Uh, maybe not. Hang on. That,
Ooh, Nathan says, I mean, it's not like all our resolutions are driven by the pandemic and lockdowns.
mm. Well, yeah, pero I think what Josh was Cirque is trying to point out is that uh, the the context of pandemic is very demotivating. Uh, we are starting, so the pandemic started 2020, 2021 came and went, and we're it feels like we're back at the start again. So here we have why resolutions. I don't know what. I don't write fast enough to do the entire thing, but yeah. So why bother with resolutions? And honestly, okay, resolutions I guess are uh, they're very personal things. Honestly, you can make resolutions out of anything. You can make a resolution out of you want to reach bronze 3 in Valorant, or you want to make a resolution of in terms of fitness, you want to make a resolution in terms of your studies, you want to make a resolution in terms of some more personal goals. So honestly, resolutions are pretty personal. So yeah, you can make a resolution out of anything. I guess the question really is, well, the main difficulty is sticking to a resolution. Yeah, so sticking to this thing
How
isn't working
come
very
your
well.
how come your writing is exactly the way how you write?
Uh,
That's
I
how
I,
your
bo-
handwriting really looks like.
I borrowed a tablet from one of the people here.
Oh, that's why. Okay, okay.
Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, but it's not working very well. It's not tracking all of my strokes. Anyway, so sticking to resolution, and it looks okay. Now you're just exposing me. Now people know that I write ugly. Parang,
Yeah.
people,
That's
people.
why you do coding.
Okay,
You
okay.
just
That's
type.
let me just undo everything.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay.
No,
Okay.
no, no. So,
If you write legibly, it's just gonna take longer. Actually, there's a text box.
hmm? Yeah, that's true. Should I just use the text box? Yeah, what's better?
Pero sayang naman, nag-effort ka pa magkaroon ng
Okay, so sticking to resolutions because I think that's the problem that most people have. And okay, first off, I guess hang on, do we want to start off on the more value centered or the more practical points of resolution?
nag-cancel na nga yung valid nila, dadagdagan mo ng valid ngayon.
No, no, kasi parang yun nga, if the issue is why make resolutions, then I have a different approach. If the point is okay, actually making resolutions stick, then I have another approach. Ano mas gusto
Are you gonna
natin?
make this a 2-point episode? Well, okay, you started off with why making resolutions because
Okay.
you did mention that you don't do resolutions on New Year's. So
Mm.
maybe this would be your catharsis to make a New Year's resolution na rin.
No, no, I'm still not I'm still not a
So
fan of
how
New
are
Year's
we
resolution.
gonna...
No,
Aren't
no,
we
okay.
leading by example?
I'm not a fan of New Year's resolution. I am a fan of resolutions that are constantly and consistently implemented.
That's the... So let's start with part one. How do you make
Okay.
the resolutions first?
Okay. Okay. I think it might be better to start off more from the meta, I suppose. So, the idea that so honestly, if you're going to ask me, am I good at keeping resolutions? Uh, anyway, so um, more of I see the value in resolutions, and despite having trouble keeping them, I still try to make them anyway. And the reason is, yeah, there is a value that uh, there's a goal I'm trying to achieve. Um, yeah,
Yes.
it's I can't talk about some things without providing context, and without context, it sounds super weird. and yet with context, parang
Kasi it looks what it's coming off is like someone just said I love you to you, and then you just said I appreciate you. It's like someone did a heart sign for you to take a picture with, and then you just gave them a thumbs up sign.
no, okay,
It's
okay. Okay, so my issue here is because I'm having trouble discussing things because it would involve me talking about things that are pretty personal. I mean, it's not a secret, pero I think you know how I know when people overshare and becomes kind of hard to listen to. So
see, that's the
I'm
thing.
worried of
I
stopping
don't know
there.
that. I overshare from the start.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so for all of you who are uh, uh, for all the students who are watching right now, and if you don't know me too well, so I am pretty religious. Is that
I know
accurate?
that's where we're gonna lose viewers now.
Okay, so I'm pretty religious. Mean to say, I religion is a parang conscious thought in my head. It's not something that I just do alongside with teaching, and it is actually a major motivating force. And in fact, one of the things that I draw energy from for everything else that I have to do. So if I were to kind of, let's make a kind of diagram ish of, so
And that's why we have these talks for you. It's great because you see the polar opposites. He's religious. I'm evil. No, I'm not.
mm,
Well, I am kind of religious, but not super religious like Sir Tarcy.
anyway, so if you have like this is my entire identity, okay, so uh,
Oh, wait, wait,
parang
wait. Are you sure that's a safe drawing for YouTube?
huh? What do you mean?
Okay, okay. Just make sure that.
What am I drawing?
What are you going to draw?
Something like a Venn diagram. What are you thinking?
Okay, okay, okay. Go, 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 go.
What are you thinking?
No, no, no. Because a lot of people are getting canceled right now on Twitch and YouTube because of what
Okay.
they show on. We might be drawing Master Chef. Maybe
No.
copyright strike.
Okay, anyway, so normally I think people think of identity as something like uh, oh, so they have different pockets. So this is their professional life, this is their hobbies, this is their family, and so on and so forth. So for me, what are you doing?
A bowling ball.
Okay, so
That's not
for
a
me,
Venn diagram. Do you know what Venn diagrams
or okay, fine,
are?
whatever. Basta no, it's a subset. No, 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 no. So it's a
It's not a
so
Venn diagram.
basically, yeah, it still qualifies as a Venn diagram. So basically, if this is my entire person, then the other parts are subsets of their entire person.
Ah, okay,
So
okay, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
includes religion. So let's say normal people have religion over here, and then they have school over here, and so on and so forth. For me,
Why not a pie chart?
anyway, so for me,
Okay.
religion is pretty much a big part, and then my reason for doing things is going to be from so my professional career is over here. So if I do well in my faith, in my spirituality, then it will help me in all of these other things. So parang ganito yung arrangement ko. Gets?
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got.
Okay. So honestly, my resolutions are almost always more spiritual in nature in general, and then concretized in the more. So the reason that I try to do better at teaching or in studying is because there is some kind of higher aspiration. So which is why
Me, which is why you
you,
you you always consider religion. Me, same, but more on the P outside. What's your P outside here? What's this?
the person. So basically,
Okay.
uh,
For me, you just change it to this, and then that's kind of everything for me. No, just kidding, just kidding. Anyways, okay.
okay. So the reason I'm going to this is because when it comes to making resolutions, there is a kind of idea of you have to have an idea of who you want to be or what you want to be, and based on the formation that I've received so far and continue to receive, one of the goals, really, the biggest goal, is to to be a saint. And I'm not talking about ano. So not technically parang
Be canonized?
no, not be canonized. Though technically we were told na parang the goal should be canonizable, pero okay. But saint just ano, to be a good person, to be a really holy person. So parang that is really kind of like the biggest goal. And I think ano, if you guys have heard, there's a is he already a saint or is he just blessed? So blessed Carlo Acutis. He's one of the more recent beatified, and yeah, he was a pretty normal guy. Parang he was I think ano, uh, he was he was younger than me, but he died early due to cancer. And then his hobbies were playing Halo, his ano, and so on and so
Oh
forth.
yeah, I
He
know
liked
that
to
one.
make
I
ano,
heard that.
mm.
Uh,
So he used to make websites and all these things.
yeah.
And yeah, parang, but at the same time, he was also a very ano, a very devout person, and he kind of
For
channeled all of those ano, yun nga, parang he'd make websites to explain what it means to ano, what it means to receive communion, and about all of the Eucharistic miracles. So
okay,
yeah,
you're going too much deep. Too deep, too
yeah, yeah,
deep. Shallow
yeah,
lang,
yeah.
shallow lang.
Okay, okay. Anyway,
Oh,
so
on my perspective, just to give a to give a no a great to put it in perspective then on me, not just to be rich, but more on to be financially stable. So most of my choices are always to make sure that I get a job, I get a well-paying job, so that I can support a family of my own sooner or later. So
okay, let me just generalize
uh,
mine as a good person. Kasi para, I think
okay,
putting being a saint is a bit too out there for most people. So let's be a good person with the kind of supernatural motivation behind them. Anyway,
okay.
so
So these are the things that motivate that are at the back of our mind whenever we make decisions or whenever we set up goals from the start moving forward. So like all our actions that we make um is based from this.
mm.
That's why I haven't bought a skin from Valorant yet. Although I still have one more day to consider the battle pass of Valorant. So is that a response financially responsible decision? It might help my streams if ever, but we'll see.
Okay, so anyway, the kind of idea I was going here was that resolutions kind of have an attached identity to it. Uh, I want to identify myself as this, which is why any resolutions that I make parang will help me become this. Now, I think, and this is based on what I've watched. So I did watch a few episodes of making resolutions and stuff before the stream so that I could have more substance. Um, I think a lot of people, and this includes myself, that a big part of why resolutions fail is that normally we see ourselves as the opposite who are trying to improve. So let's say, for example, in a more concrete example, say that I want to be say I want to be a more fit person. So
Mm,
I want to be fit. So what
that
normally
means
what normally happens is I start off thinking that uh,
you're not fit.
I'm not fit, and therefore
Yeah.
I need to do something to change it.
Okay. That
And
makes
so,
sense. I mean, resolutions are intended for change. If
mm,
there's no change, why resolve?
no, but the hard part here is so, and this I'm using my newfound knowledge based on the 30 minutes of YouTube that I've watched on the topic.
Clarify that it's not just a YouTube video. It's from someone who's indeed credible.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay, so the problem here is that if I start off with this idea, then I have kind of justification. Parang if I fail, it's because I'm this. So if I skip out on a morning exercise, it happened because I'm not fit. It happened because I'm not the person that I'm trying to be. And it's much better to start off trying to. In fact, they put it in such a way that to kind of utilize what is normally a negatively thought of ego. So if you start off thinking, I am fit,
Why work out?
no, so what does a fit person do? A fit person exercises regularly. A person has regular means of being active. Do you remember, ano? Do you remember the 7 habits thing that we took?
Yeah, I do naman.
Okay, so if you recall, in that 7 habits course, it involved thinking of, okay, what are your different identities? So for me, I remember putting down, okay, Catholic. What other things? So I put down, I wanted a writer. I wanted, or at least at the time, and I still think of myself as no, a writer, that I want to write stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then I suppose the time, what year was that? Do you remember?
Which that was I was second year law school, 2012. Oh my gosh, that was
2012.
10 years ago.
So I think at the time I was still thinking of myself as a scientist. So scientist.
You don't anymore?
Uh, I mean that's secondary now. I think of myself more as a teacher. Uh,
Okay.
and so part of that was thinking, okay, what does a writer do? What does a scientist do? And then to put that in our schedule. Do you remember how to prioritize things?
Oh yeah, right. So it's a battle of perspectives.
Hmm. Because I think the idea that was proposed uh, in that segment was that rather than think of this as who you are, and that you're trying to change yourself, because it's hard to change yourself, admittedly. It's hard
Mhm.
to have this idea of who you are and then change it. It's easier to try and put yourself in the mindset of who you want to be, and then what are the actions this person does.
Okay, now if I were to counter that, I do understand where you're getting at, but if I were to counter that, like, isn't this like we're just fooling ourselves to how would we justify?
All right, you got cut off again.
I
Isn't
got
this
cut
just
off. Why?
yeah?
What? Isn't this like we're just fooling ourselves? Like in the context of fake it until you make it,
Mm, I think it's
and
more.
like how do we make it sound better, or how do we? Because like I know we want to be as real as we can be,
Mm,
'di ba? And especially at this day and age where everyone is more attuned to the truth
mm,
rather than trying to set up these grand perspectives. So like if at least someone that you need to be true to, be at least true to yourself. Where did I hear that from? Oh, that was the ending song of Mulan. Anyways, uh, uh, but yun nga, how do we now what you said to the perspective of the generation now?
mm. Well, honestly, this was from a video from a few weeks ago, so it's kind of current. But okay, but
Okay.
okay. Then I think it's a matter of wording. Say if you're
Mm.
uh,
Are we
honestly,
saying, are we really faking it, or are we just trying to train yourself to understand that if that is your goal, then start thinking like one?
I
Like,
suppose it's kind of like ano, uh,
I
what
mean, in law school, I agree. And in law school, we were always taught that don't think like a law student, think like a lawyer now, because in that way you understand that the importance of each topic. You try to argue as a lawyer, you try to write as a lawyer, and not as a law student. So you
mm,
start training yourself how to be what you really are, because you realize later on will be the like
yeah, you
it's
got cut
in
off
you.
again.
No, no. Which part did I get cut off?
You realize later on.
Oh, oh my gosh, that was the. Uh, you realize later on that it's in you all along. Now it sounds like Disney, but but in a sense, like that's how we were trained back then.
Mm. Honestly,
Because
the thing is, ano, parang I think well, I mean, depending on how you word it, it's not necessarily a lie
Yeah.
for, or it's not an untruth to say na, okay, at the very least, that you think yourself as a writer, that you think of yourself as a scientist, or that you think of yourself as a lawyer. It's just that, so, okay, I can think of myself as a writer. It's just that I still don't have the habits. So I
Mhm.
need to put myself in the perspective. Okay, what does a writer do, and to do it, because if I, yeah, if I put myself in the mindset that okay, I'm not a writer, then it provides me with uh, a lot of
Goal.
excuses, or
Yeah,
parang
yeah, excuse me.
the reason why I'm failing my solutions is because I'm not a writer, rather
Okay,
than
okay.
rather than so yeah, parang
Does it make sense? Like, ask our audience right now.
mhm.
Do you guys feel like, do you agree to this? Does this make sense? Let us know in the comments. Uh, we don't want to feel like we're just babbling along, saying what you should be feeling, but when in fact we'll try to contextualize this as much as possible.
Mm. Okay,
All
hang
right.
on. So let's try
So
and think of so if so if someone were to contest this idea, parang what would they say? Parang uh, I feel like isn't that kind of positivity a big thing right now? Na no, you are parang
yeah, it's not bad to be positive, to think positive. What's bad is toxic positivity. Something that I think
mm,
we learn from. Oh my gosh, why am all my sources all Disney or Pixar movies? Um, I actually I really cried in this one. And Inside Out,
mm,
because I've always been that person that was always too positive. Like, there shouldn't be anything negative. Always try to look at it positive. But you I only realized that you can actually mix emotions, that sometimes it's okay to feel sad. Sometimes it's okay to realize realities. So positivity is okay, not toxic positivity. So in this scenario, it's not bad to start thinking of what you want to be, or place yourselves in the perspective of that person. Like to be a writer, a lawyer, a doctor, college student, summa. If you want to be a summa cum laude. It's so yun.
mm. Well, ako naman
What?
I would say na no, but
Why is that you're only okay, this.
okay. Pero ako I would say naman na toxic positivity comes when you reject the idea of failure, or you
Ah,
reject the
yes,
idea.
yes, yes, yes. That's true.
So I mean, writers can have flops, so you're still a writer. So if you reject the idea of failure, then that becomes, and there's no problem with kind of viewing yourself as this thing, as
Mhm.
whatever you want to be. Um, at the same time, avoiding toxic positivity.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And
Honestly, the rest,
how do you,
we kind of start. I thought I would kind of be able to segue into the more practical parts here, pero I feel like that might go against the current
the flow?
flow that
No, we
we're
just
going
jump
in.
the current. Jump the current, jump the current if you prepared for that.
See, hang on.
No, kasi
Let's,
okay. For everyone to understand, where we're coming from is that both me and Sir Tarcy are gamers, and it's very one of the things that, how would I say this? Oh no, even I can't segue it. Uh, it's very hard for, we understand the feeling of an older generation trying to make us relate to what they used to understand during their time. For their time, it was easy to set up resolutions. For us, it's not as easy. And same
was
goes
it
for
easy
you.
for them?
We pretty much, like, yeah, money wasn't an issue. To have family, to have a house, to have a job, it
Mm.
was kind of easy-ish compared to where we are right now. Same goes for the younger generation right now. It's very hard. And we might also be out of context. So the thing is, Where we got our sources. Well, where Sir Tarcy got his sources, but more on, he wanted to make sure that it's something that's still attuned to the generation now. Um, where did you get your source, Mark? Go ahead, Doctor Phil. Are you saying Doctor Phil from the YouTube channel? Hello, Mark. Are you there?
Sorry. I honestly, I know. I watched the videos of Healthy Gamer GG.
Yes, because both of us are gamers, and we feel like this is the one of the ways that we can connect. Um, and yeah, it's something that we connect. I also heard of the doctor from the streamers that I watch, Jody and John Masayoshi, and Carter Jade. They also do consult with Doctor K. Doctor K, was it Doctor K, right?
Yeah, Doctor
Lily
K.
Pichu also, right? He also had a session with
Hmm.
Doctor K. So okay, go ahead, Mark. Take it away. You were the one who watched.
Okay. Anyway, so I guess I know. I mean, he has a new episode out basically on everything about New Year's resolutions. Though I also watched a few more things, generally to do with motivation and how to how to get things started. And well, in terms of resolutions, so really the goal is to do things that um, okay, the main thing that has to do with keeping a resolution, or rather the main thing that destroys a resolution, is really one thing, considering why you're doing that particular resolution. So
Hmm.
you always have to ask the why. You need to say, okay, what am I doing this for? And so normally for some of us, I think this is already second level, meaning to say, some people will say, okay, I'll exercise more with this kind of vague idea that, okay, why should I exercise? Because it's supposedly good for me. But so kind of like the second level is, okay, why exercise? So some people will make this their resolution without really understanding the why. And the why is, okay, to be healthy, to be fit. And this is already the second level. But one thing that should also be considered is, okay, what is the cost going to be? Because honestly, this kind of one thing that a lot of people don't consider when it comes to uh, making a resolution is, okay, what do they have to give up, or what they have to work for so that they can fulfill the resolution? Because well, to put it bluntly, uh, New Year's resolution, they become kind of like libre lang mangarap. So
Ah,
and so they, okay, I want to be fit this year, I want to be richer this year, I want to be smarter this year, but they don't consider, okay, what do I have to do to get it?
oh, that makes sense actually.
And so you have to make sure that the cost is something that you're actually willing to give up. So if it means, okay, so if your goal is fitness, uh, what is it going to be? Is it going to be uh, 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week? Is it going, and can you give, are you willing to give that up?
But
And
who has time for that?
I mean, that's why I know. That's why. What are you actually willing to give up? And because you have to kind of, the way that he put it was, you have to prepare your brain for the cost. Okay, parang, if I'm going to do this, I need to be ready to pay this much amount. That I need to wake up 30 minutes earlier, and that's when I'll do my exercise, and then so. Because
Wake up
otherwise,
earlier. But what if I'm a student that sleeps at 4 a.m.,
yeah, that's. I
3 a.m.
mean,
doing recs?
okay, then I know. Exercise before going to bed. That's no, that's not. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Really?
Exercise.
I was considering that actually.
It messes up with your parang your sleep. Parang you won't be able to get to sleep right away.
Oh, darn. Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Other things to consider actually also is the more generic whys. Uh, are you doing it because it's aligned with your values? Are you doing it because you simply want it? Are you doing it because
For the
um
gram.
anyway, are you doing it because it is something that you should do, or is it something that you have an obligation to do? And apparently, obvious, or I suppose it might be obvious to us that uh, the more internal, I suppose, your motivation, or the more intrinsic your motivation, then the more you will be able to stick to your resolutions. So if yeah, I mean, if you're only doing it for the gram so that you can post a monthly selfie of you topless, uh, or parang in your in swimwear.
If it inspires others to work out, is that wrong?
Hmm. I mean, if your goal really is to inspire other people, then okay. But if your goal is to be admired for inspiring others, then okay, that's a bit less, So yeah, the more internal, I suppose the deeper the why, then the more you'll be able to stick to, And then, I guess, well, the other thing is, I guess, about motivation. This is from a different video.
Mhm.
Uh, it's not
You
writing.
got this. I feel like we're gonna play Gartic Phone in this scenario. Go ahead.
Okay, so the idea behind motivation is that you know how I know. Um, so he talked about. Oh, sorry. So in the video, he talked about things, something called moving goalposts.
By the way, this is a legit psychiatrist. Psychologist, psychiatrist,
Uh, Psychiatrist.
psychiatrist. So,
And the idea behind this is that we're normally not very satisfied with any success that we have, or any success that we do from our efforts, whether it's a resolution or pretty much anything that we do. So my example for this is actually a Duolingo. So
mhm.
so in Duolingo, I've set my weekly goal to what was it, 30? I think it was 30. 30 points every day.
Okay. Is that hard? Context, please.
Not really. So honestly, you can do this within 15 minutes every day.
Okay.
But the thing is, with moving goalposts, what happens is that as soon as you hit, parang, for example, ako, my goal is 30 points every day. There comes a point that, okay, what people do is, I've reached 30 points, let me do 40 points next. And then let me do 50 points. And then let me do 60 points, and so on and so forth.
What's the
And
psychology behind that?
so the problem here is, yeah, you're moving the goalpost. When you initially set out, your goal was to do 30 points every day. And okay, you might think that isn't that natural that you increase
Yeah, yeah.
once you've
Isn't that
achieved the
good?
goal. Okay, now here's the thing. Uh, if you continually increase the difficulty on your goal, and you keep on moving your goalpost, then you will reach a point that you will fail, and you will take that failure hard.
But
So,
wait,
hmm.
ika nga ni Daft Punk, harder, better, faster. Shouldn't you be opting for improvement?
Okay, so so the idea here is that rather than move the goalpost, you stick to it. You stick to 30. So keep it at 30. You hit 30, okay. Do another 30. You hit 30 again, do another 30. And the idea here is that if you keep your goalpost where it is, you will naturally increase once you naturally become consistent, that okay, you hit your 30 for the day, good job. And then it will naturally lead to you eventually increasing uh, the hitting higher goals even without setting that goal. So
Ah, okay.
nowadays, I actually, even though I've kept the goal at 30, and I still hit 30. So I mean to say, it's my daily goal to hit 30. There are times that I hit 120. There are times that I hit 160. Now, if I suddenly make my goal, okay, I hit 160. Let me make my daily goal 160. Sakit na yan. Parang it's so hard to keep up. And I've kind of locked myself into this perspective that I have to hit 160 every time. So the idea is that uh, rather than seek bigger and bigger prizes na parang, oops, palaki ng palaki, ito lang yung goal mo. These things will come. These higher goals will come as long as you are consistent with the smaller goal that you set up. So don't move your goalpost if you're at least not without decent consideration. If your goal is just to hit 30 points every week, then okay, once you hit 30, good. If you can hit, if on that particular day I'm inspired to hit 160, it's better. But I'm not going to move my goalpost from 30 unless yun, parang there's a clear reason to. So
Okay,
it's
so
not just
like
it's not just na
getting
it's not just na
getting
parang
to a
ay
point that
mm,
you're that you've actually changed, then you make the next step to change some more. Not like
mm.
just while you while you have the what would you call the momentum.
Yeah. So
Uh
I think parang it goes counter to what people normally think na. So yeah, for example, for in terms of if your resolution is in terms of a diet, then okay, parang if you've hit if you've hit your goal, then okay, you've hit your goals. Parang no need to okay, let's say parang some people think of it as a increase the streak, so to speak. Parang
but Duolingo does that to you.
well, yeah. So, but the thing is, I'm keeping my goal of 30 points every day. That's it. So I'm not moving the goalpost.
Okay. Now,
So,
how about if we go to the other perspective?
mm,
So like if you're for example in Duolingo, you've set it to 30 points. You said that okay, kakayanin ko tong 30 points. But you always end up like 20 points every day consistently. You feel bad that you're
okay.
not reaching the 30
So,
points. Like
so,
if you're playing for Valorant, you say 5 competitive wins every day, but you only get like 3 competitive wins only. And no matter
no,
how many times you play, you only get up to 3 at
uh,
max.
okay. So that's actually a pretty good. So first off, have low expectations. Very low expectations. Really.
Is that bad? Now the question is that bad?
No, it's not
Like, isn't it
bad.
aim for the stars
No.
and you land on the moon?
No, have
What?
low expectations. Really, parang have low expectations, especially if you set a goal and you keep on failing it. No, lower it until a point that you can reach it. But the thing here is that okay, have low expectations, but have expectations. So
Oh. Sige, try to rationalize that.
no, because the goal really, the reason that you're trying to motivate yourself, the reason that you're trying to make resolutions, the reason that you're trying to improve is so that yeah, you can actually improve. So even though these expectations are low, they are an improvement. You cannot discount, okay, yes, it might be small, but they are an improvement. And you should not belittle them. And once you've attained those, once you've reached that expectation, and once you become consistent with that expectation, na okay, okay, you can imagine if your goal is okay for me. If it's for Valorant, I wouldn't make my goal and make my goal 5 wins. My goal would be probably a total of 5 kills in the time that I allot myself. So
Uh,
and okay, what would that lead me to do? So if I reach that expectation, then okay, good. If I don't, then it will lead me to reevaluate that expectation of mine. So why am I not hitting those 5 kills? So I have to improve on. Am I not using this character well, and so on and so forth?
5 wins,
Am
5
I
wins,
not?
5 team wins, team wins. Don't worry about the kills. Team wins. I
Okay,
don't
but
get kills.
But in any case, it leads to an evaluation either way.
Mhm.
And if I am able to consistently reach those 5 wins or those 5 kills, then that will eventually, and I keep on hitting those consistently. It will eventually, you'll see that even without increasing my expectations, uh, slowly, tataas din yan because, okay, I keep on hitting 5 and 5 and 5 and 5, and slowly it becomes 6, becomes 7, becomes 8, even if my goal is still at 5. And then
Okay.
and then maybe after some time of evaluating, then I can set a new minimum or, but
That's great.
that,
It's context, right?
mm.
Sorry, you got cut off. Was that me?
Anyway,
You.
but yeah, so,
Let's add more context. Let's add more context because remember,
okay,
we're always trying to fit into the context of a student.
okay.
Um, let's say physical. Phys- are you saying that it's okay to start off with 5 push-ups a day only?
Honestly, okay. Another personal example. I try to know. Honestly, admittedly, I think I set my. I mean, it's not really a hard goal for me, but basically, if I have an hour free during the day, I will exercise. So that can be as often as every day, or rather, normally my Saturdays don't work out, but that can be often as often as 6 times a week, or but I guess my minimum goal is 3 times a week that I exercise. And so I set aside 30 minutes for exercise. And sometimes, okay, I've changed. I've already changed into my sports clothes. I'm already ready to exercise, but I get distracted. So my allotted 30 minutes gets uh, struck down to 15 minutes. Okay, I mean, I'll still exercise. Uh, just to parang do whatever you can. I we mentioned it I think before about
Mm-hmm.
whatever is worth doing poorly,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's something.
So
So
like it's okay. So if you say that 5 push-ups for a person, that might seem low for others, even for yourself. Just start off with 5 push-ups until you're confident, right?
mm,
Like what
yeah,
you said, na just do the exercise and then okay. How about in the context of a student such as they say na I need to have 1.5 in all my grades
okay.
at
Honestly,
least.
for that one, I'm going to tell you na that's not a
We
good
go
goal. It's
uh
not a good goal.
we go back to
Eh,
the why. I think in this scenario we go back to the whys. So as we mentioned, when setting up the low point, the low expectations, we want to understand what is the why that we're trying to hit, right?
Now
Is that my understanding?
this one, though I think this one is a different topic entirely. The reason why I
Really?
would say that having a grade of 1.5 is a poor goal is because you don't have direct control over it.
Ah.
Because, yeah, there are people who study a lot and still end up with poor grades. Because, yeah, I mean,
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. But no, I didn't mean to laugh. But we've had students like that before, and they actually accepted it. Like we see them do very very well in Resit. They really know their stuff. But when it comes to tests, hirap na hirap sila.
so
I guess I can
basically,
relate then.
parang, if I would put it, so you have the person, and then they, it does not compute na they have control over their grade. What they
Uh
can
huh.
control is their actions, their use of time,
Mm-hmm.
uh, their perspectives, their so for example, if they say that if their goal is to get a grade of 1.5, there are so many things that are out of their control. They don't uh, have control over how the I mean, they have some control or parang second-hand control in a certain sense of how their teacher will grade them,
Uh huh.
so and so on and so forth. But it's not it's not something that you can directly. There, will be things that, oops, parang, this was out of this was not something I could control. What you can control is, okay, I will make sure that I dedicate 2 hours of undistracted study time for
Mhm.
this subject, and that is something that's completely in their control.
Ooh,
Okay,
Nathan provided a comment that's very relevant. Would you say it's
okay.
related to resolutions?
So, what if they're shooting for stuff like scholarships abroad, kind of grades? Okay, yes, grades will matter, but at the same time, um, in terms of goal setting, I would say that aiming for a particular scholarship, I mean, it would be nice, but I think it's a poor thing to kind of attach yourself to. I think what we can think of, you remember that stream we did talking to students who didn't make it into their university of choice.
Mhm.
So if they said that their goal was to go to UP, and then uh, yeah, parang there are factors there outside of their control. So I would say that it's kind of a poor choice. Yeah, I mean, I guess in an ideal world, the if they can go to UP, they should, or if they want to go to, then they will be able to. But rather, okay, kind of, I guess here we can go back to the why. What are they looking for?
Yeah.
So they're looking
Yeah, the
for
why.
a good education. They're looking, to set themselves up for a future profession. So, what do they have control over? They have control over their education. So, and one of the alumni who I talked to before, put it in a nice way na, uh, suppose it doesn't really matter where they end up. Parang she'll make the most of the education wherever she goes. So I mean, she did eventually make it to the university of her choice. So, um, but yeah, when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to things that are outside of your control, yeah, you can have them as your goals. Parang this would be the ideal. But in terms of goal setting that what I do will directly lead to that, I don't think it's good to kind of lock yourself in that position because, yeah, parang we had a lot of students from the other year na their goal was UP, their goal was a particular university. They didn't make it, but that doesn't mean that.
It
Uh,
was their fault. Yeah, it wasn't their fault. It was really circumstance that had led them towards that.
so, where was I going with this? I guess no. When it comes to goal setting, when it comes to choosing your goal, or in terms of choosing your goal and choosing the actions that will lead you to it, and locking or kind of dedicating yourselves to those actions that will lead you to it. Uh, it's healthier, I think, to set goals that are directly connected to things that are in your control. You cannot control directly what university you end up in. You cannot control directly what grade you will have. What you can control are your direct actions, how you spend your time, um, your uh, your motivations, your perspectives. Those are things you can control, and
Mhm.
hopefully, by being consistent in those things, they will eventually lead to the things that might are not they at least improve your chances in those things that are outside of your control. And at the same time, it doesn't feel like I said the problem with having those kinds of goals is if you don't reach them. So yeah, if you say that you want your goal to be 1.5, and so you study, you do all of these things, but you don't get the 1.5, you start to feel like sayang lang sa oras. But no, if your goal was a good work ethic, a good work ethic, then even if you didn't reach that intended 1.5, so even if you didn't reach that, you still feel satisfied because you were able to keep that good work ethic. You were able to keep that consistent 1 hour, 30 minutes, or however short it will take for you to be consistent. If you're able to keep that good work ethic, then it feels like you've accomplished something. Whereas here, okay, you dedicated everything with the goal of having 1.5, you didn't get it, and so this becomes kind of like your, I suppose, what some people might use it as an excuse. I worked this hard, but I didn't reach my goal. So what's the point of struggling? What's the point of having a resolution? What's the point of motivating myself if I'm not going to get what I want? When in fact, that thing that you wanted was not something that was fully in your control.
Yes, that's right. You got it actually. Sorry, I gave a very complex question pala when it comes to grade. Uh, grade involved in resolution making. But at least you resolved it.
No,
Do we move
honestly,
back to motivation? In
uh,
addition to are you not motivated to finish the stream?
let's see. Am I motivated to finish the stream?
No, actually, in fairness, would you say that what we're doing, the continuous, almost weekly streams, how do you feel about this, by the way? Like, now that we could say, wait, was it done? What you were gonna say? Because
Yeah,
I
pretty
was gonna
much.
say a wrap up. So, um, with that in mind, if we were to put it into context on what the community we've created to the 17 listeners that are listening right now, and the supposed we kind of actually we're surprised that it actually reaches 100 views. So to the other 80 viewers that will be listening to us later on, um, we were consistent. We had, I think it was low expectations that were able to get us this
Oh
far.
yeah,
In
definitely.
fairness,
Very low expectations.
low effort. Would you say that this is low effort that we provided? I feel like
Mm,
it's not that much low effort, but the low expectations actually helped a lot. We didn't put too much into production value, but it was really the community that helped us out, that made us get up and think about of these topics, brainstorm, prepare the material, watch these videos beforehand to help. Maybe we can interject these things, download games. One of the things that got me, sorry, Tarcy Talks was the actually thing that got me into Valorant as well. So, what would you say about the 1 year, almost 1 year anniversary that we're getting, or do you want to save that for ano? Okay, more on
hmm.
resolutions for for us, our as are we content creators? Do we call ourselves content?
I
We don't
mean,
have that
like,
certified check yet or anything.
I mean, in the barest sense, I guess we can call ourselves that.
But more on as us to provide to the community. What resolution would you like to have? And for our viewers, could we set a resolution like every time that you watch this video, make sure that you have pressed the like button and to subscribe? I'm just kidding, just kidding. But oh, 320, not bad. Uh, how do you feel about this? Like,
Hmm?
say that would you commit to any resolution for this coming year, 2022 for Tarsi Talks?
Okay, let's start out with what I don't want to do, or
What?
what I,
Okay,
or what.
fine.
Okay, or rather, what I'm not going to set as goals.
We didn't
So,
talk about this, huh? So everyone that's here live, you're hearing this right now. This is raw.
okay, so
Okay.
I will never make it a goal to have a particular number of views or a
Oh,
number of subs.
but okay, for me in this scenario, I kind of wanted to reach the community status of YouTube so that uh we can post pictures and um pictures that could
Hmm.
help us update our community.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, that would be nice. Pero honestly, that's not a goal that I would, parang, it would be nice to have,
Realistic
pero
goal.
not necessarily a real,
Okay.
parang, I feel like it's not critical, or parang,
Mm.
it's not really something that, parang,
Uh,
if I don't reach that goal, then I'm going to be, parang, disappointed, or parang, sad about it. No, parang, I'm creating, the goal here is to create content for students. It will motivate help them with particular issues, discuss things that they want to discuss. So that's really the main thing.
All right. Okay. Okay. What else?
Let's see some other things that I will not do. Let's see, I will not go on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Why? Well, are you discriminating? It is discriminating, but why are you discriminating?
Honestly, I think it's more of a dignity thing.
What? Hey,
Okay,
there's a lot of tutorials in Valorant that you can find on
fine.
TikTok.
I am willing to consider, or rather, to parang change my mind on this. But yeah, for now, parang I have no real reason to into TikTok.
No, honestly, I find that a 30-second video might be too short if the message is important. They could always find a way to, like, maybe in YouTube a little bit longer so that they can contextualize it a bit better. The
So
problem is
parang you
because with
want
speed, it decreases your attention span a bit too much, that you get used to getting information too fast when you have to start
mm,
training yourself to get more context. So maybe Reddit posts, but Reddit posts are a whole different rabbit hole.
so
YouTube videos,
maybe
but reading more would be helpful. So
so yeah,
maybe if TikTok good for if you want to
like a
discover something
teaser.
new. Yeah, it's actually it's not it. They give it as thing on
Uh,
TikTok. I think what I've seen so far. Some people are very good in fitting everything, but the thing is sometimes the context is taken out so that it could fit the time limit. Although Nathan does provide a good name for us,
what's the no?
Tarcy TikToks.
Uh, I'm liking it even less.
Okay, okay, okay. Uh, we have a question mark on that.
Okay.
They like the name, not says she approves.
Okay. Another thing that I don't want to do is um. Okay. So one thing yeah, I think that's enough. One thing that I will commit to is, well, am I committing to it? Because honestly, the weekly
Yes.
videos, parang I'm not too hung up on it. Parang
Like if we don't release a weekly, it's uh that's not our goal.
I mean,
Content creators do daily. How can we not do weekly? But
okay, then
again,
we're not, we're
that's
not
no
content
there.
creation.
But yeah, it's going back into who are we really considering ourselves? Are we
Mm,
doing it like we want to be like them? But more on we want to provide. But it goes against what we said earlier. Think like a content creator. But content creator doesn't have to be a daily thing. Honestly,
mm,
it can be weekly. I follow people. I follow Oh my gosh, let's game it out.
mm.
Like let's game it out. He doesn't do daily things, but whenever he releases a video, oh my gosh, the views are just really out up there. So if you do quality content, you don't have to worry about the time needed. Now
Okay,
the thing
so
is, we don't do quality content.
yeah, so I guess the reason why I'm not really that hung up on having weekly videos is really because honestly, uh, the video, the really main thing is really to address student needs.
But the
So
algorithm, how are we going to find the algorithm if
I mean,
if
honestly, we have a
I
very
don't even
specific
think
niche. Parang I don't
I
think
don't even
anyone
think we're in
outside
the
of our students
algorithm.
would be able to really understand what we do. So
We only survive on your retweets, so please.
and so because yeah, parang the reason why I'm okay with not releasing weekly videos is because okay, so we have nothing of value to really give then, or parang the students are busy with something, with exams or whatever, then okay, let's not release a video. But
Ah, yeah, yeah, that's true.
and so in line with this main goal, I guess we need to find
At
some
least
way, ano.
a monthly thing,
Mm.
just to check up on students, show them that we're here for them to talk about things that they would like to talk about.
So I
Oh,
guess
diba? I like that.
in order to facilitate this real goal, which is really the goal that we've kept since the start, so more interaction on Discord and try to more segments.
More interaction. Okay, I'm going to post on the comment section the link to this Jamboard.
So maybe more segments, and yeah, parang you used to have your weather segment, but but
Neil says, Neil says, he's ready to give us more clout for us to talk about. In fairness, it was Neil's incident that got us to the 500 views
yeah, that's true.
from that. We're happy actually. That was a very that was a very fun episode actually.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so more segments. And with the more segments, are you open to the idea of Tarsi
of
plays?
RC plays. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, well, let's talk about it. Parang, are we gonna have this discussion on stream or?
Well, we don't have time. It's 9:50.
But
But it's something that
yeah, I would
we've
like,
actually considered always
I would
on
like
our
to
monthly
have.
schedule. Like it's an additional video that we would release.
Hmm,
Different channel? Is it?
nah,
Are we that big
we're,
enough that we
we're
have a
not big
different
enough for
channel?
that.
But yeah, it's something that we feel it's us. It's something that defines me and the brothers, Sir Nathan, Luke, and Sir Tarcy, that we're actually gamers in heart. So we want to see we want to show you that promise. Are you gonna play Neon?
hmm?
You said you play fast characters, and
I
Neon's
pref-
coming out soon.
I mean, I prefer simple characters, point and shoot. So
He
if
is kind
that's
of point
Neon,
and shoot.
okay, then maybe
Okay, you haven't unlocked an agent, right?
not yet.
Oh, so yeah, you can still unlock Neon then as a free agent. Anyway, that's one thing. How about movie reviews?
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll think about it. Parang, we'll need to, but really,
I
I guess, for those of you guys who are still watching, um, I hope that you guys, I would like you guys to really use the Discord more,
Discord.
especially in the recommendations part. If you guys want us to react to something, if you guys, if you even if you just drop links about, uh, wait, over here, but I didn't notice. It's this the
Yes, Sir
anyway.
Darcy, please follow.
But yeah, so just drop links that maybe we can react to, or maybe you want us to comment on this particular issue. Someone tweeted out something that everyone is talking about, and you want us to talk
And you want
about it.
to,
Yeah,
yeah, on the perspective
feel
of
free.
teachers of Bisay, it will be very helpful. Because it's hard for us to understand the context of students on tweets nowadays. Sir Darcy doesn't have Twitter. I'm a little bit off social media right now because I'm still reviewing. So ayun, just let us know on things that we can talk about. Now I
Shall
know
I?
it's the role of content creators to think of content, but it helps also if we can talk about things that you want.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Shall I make a Twitter already? I feel like okay, maybe I'll make a Twitter, but the rule is I won't ever follow anyone. It's just really there for me to
Wow,
to
celebrity status much. Feeling celebrity. And then you'll just follow that one thing that would make it so controversial and why you follow that one thing. So okay.
J Quentin
Uh,
40.
uh Tarsi tweets. You could actually, yeah, you should use the
uh,
at least a shared account on Tarsi Talk so that I don't use my personal Twitter. I feel like nahiya ako nakikita ko ng mga college college mates ko ng lawyers ngayon na yung mga pinagtitweet ko.
they like it.
I don't know. Kasi, ayun. That's a whole different world for me.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Is there a thing na Is there a shared Twitter account? That's
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
that a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. Like
Uh,
like an FB page. Oh, should we have an FB page?
no,
Yuck.
let's go this parang I'm not even entertaining TikTok right now, so just let's start slow. Parang okay, Twitter, yeah, maybe that's a thing.
Yeah, let's go back to low expectations. Things that we can manage. Yeah, see, we're already shooting too high again.
Oh, like, yeah. Hey, fine. I'll write down here Twitter.
Consider.
Mm,
But yeah, if it increases interaction with students too, so that we know where you're coming from, it helps. Especially, we're excited to see the next Bardagulan, Twitter fight na lang.
All right. I think that's it.
uh, and Happy New Year to everyone. We hope that you have a good one and a safe one. Honestly, important that we should always share, especially us as content creators and influencers
Yeah,
of
yeah. Don't call us that. It makes me feel weird.
but to whatever range that we can extend to, we want you to know that please stay safe, please stay healthy as much as possible. If you can not go out, don't go out. Um, and reach out for help if you need help.
Hmm.
Um, this is it's getting worse, so we hope we don't add more to the flame or whatever that's happening out there right now. Okay? And please wish me luck. Wish me luck on my exam. Wish everyone luck also on their exams that's coming on January, right? Very on January. Everyone still needs to adjust after the break. How are they going to adjust with something that doesn't seem to be changing? So, how do we do this? Abangan sa susunod na episode ng
Yeah.
Anyways, wrap it up, Mark. Wrap it up, Mark.
Right. So
We're gonna
anyway,
value. We're gonna value. We're gonna value, right, Mark? We're
uh,
gonna play. Play.
and
Dali, dali. Me and Mina are having our dailies. Who's winning
okay.
our dailies?
Oh,
Yay.
wait. You're throwing me off. Okay. So yeah, I guess I hope you guys, medyo, I think this episode was a bit kind of scattered across the place. We really
That's
just
who we
wanted to,
are.
no, that's true. But I hope that
Say hi. Yeah.
if anything, I hope that you guys, uh, maybe you weren't all too excited about 2022. Maybe you still have no real reason to be excited about it. But I hope that even if it's through a small resolution, you still hold out hope that things can get better, that we still have some small control over the things that we can do, that we can still make changes, even if it's just our own sphere. So make those small resolutions. They might seem small, they might seem insignificant, but they matter to you. That's why you choose it. So and give yourself something to look forward to. And yeah, with that,
You practice the exit ones, huh? Wala
no,
na akong masabi on top of that.
uh,
Okay. Nice one.
all right. So
Oh,
with that, one more thing to look forward to is our episode next week, and so
next week,
we'll see
huh?
you guys
Soon. We'll see.
soon.
Oh,
Anyway,
I won't be
well,
next week. Baka wala na ako next week.
okay.
I'll be focused, super focused.
Okay.
Get Sir
Well,
Nathan.
it's a question mark anyway. So look forward to our next video, and we'll see you next time. Bye
Stay
bye.
safe, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.